Waiting on you.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, you ready? All right. I'm standing 10 feet from my bus looking for oil, water, coolant. I see no leaks. My bus is level. I go to the top, my clearance lights, 3 in the front, 3 on each side of the top. I got my 8 ways. I got my headlights, my 4 ways, which is my hazards, my turn signals. I got my reflector light. I got reflectors and turn signals on each side of the bus. Everything's mounted secure, clean, clear, not cracked or broken, and that's all in proper color. My windshield, my rubber seal is mounted secure, clean, clear, not cracked or broken. My rubber seal is not worn or torn. There's no illegal stickers. My windshield wipers and blades mounted secure, not bent or broken, and my rubber blades not worn or torn. My mirrors and my mirror brackets mounted secure, not bent or broken. I got my flats, my convex, and my crossovers, clean, clear, not cracked or broken, and rubber seals not worn or torn. I have my bumper and my crossarm mounted secure, not bent or broken. I'm underneath the hood.
That was so fast.
You did 365 million times.
Exactly,
It
exactly.
took 1 minute to do that.
All right, I got my wires and mounted secure, not burnt or frayed. I have all my hoses mounted secure, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and they're not leaking. I have my oil dipstick mounted secure in its proper level. I have my air compressor. It's mounted secure, it's not bent or broken, it's not leaking, and it's gear driven. I have my power steering reservoir mounted secure, proper level, properly capped, not leaking. I have 2 hoses coming from it. One to the steering pump, right here, and the gearbox. And I have my pitman arm, my drag link, and my knuckles. Everything's mounted secure, not bent or broken. My pump and my gearbox doesn't leak, and my steering pump is gear driven. I have my suspension system, my frame, my shock, my leaf spring, my spring mounts, my U-bolts, and my front axle. Everything's mounted secure, not bent or broken. My shock has rubber bushings, not worn or torn. My shock does not leak. And my leaf spring is not shifted or missing. I have my brakes. I have my brake hose, brake chamber, push rod, slack adjuster. Push rod right here goes into that. I have my drum lining and my brake shoes. Everything's mounted secure, not bent or broken. Back to the top, my hose has no splits or leaks. If I pull the slack adjuster by hand, there's no more than 1 inch of play. My drum lining has no oil contaminants, and my brake shoes are not worn dangerously thin. You can't see, they got a dust shield. You can't see it, but it's behind that dust shield. We just got to point to it. I have my front tires, 4/32 tread depth. It's 120 PSI. It has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on the walls, and it cannot be recapped or regrooved. I have my rim, my lug nuts, my hub seal, and my valve stem. Everything's mounted secure, not bent or broken. My rim has no illegal welds. If I see any rust behind my lug nuts, it can indicate that they are loose. My hub seal is at proper level and not leaking, and my valve stem is properly capped. Let me go to the other side. Start off with the alternator, which is right here. My water pump, which is right here in the middle.
I'm sorry.
Touching the water pump, just point to it in the middle. They both mounted secure. They're not bent or broken. They both belt driven, and the water pump doesn't leak. My belt is not worn or torn, and if I push or pull the belt, it has no more than 1/2 inch of play. My coolant reservoir mounted secure, proper level, properly capped, and not leaking. My windshield fluid reservoir mounted secure, proper level, properly capped, and it's not leaking. We'll shut this hood down. We're gonna take it from the front.
I see what you were saying now about one person with car, because everybody all over the place. We could have just shared the video. We got to.
All right, so. Well, we're gonna go to the door. I got my door, my hinges, my windshield, my rubber seal. It's all mounted secure. The metal's not bent or broken. The glass is clean, clear, not cracked or broken. The rubber seal's not worn or torn. My stairs, they're free from trash and debris, and there's no trip hazards. My handrails, they're mounted secure, they're not bent or broken. My stair light, it's mounted secure, clean, clear, not cracked or broken. All my emergency equipment, I have my fire extinguisher, my first aid kit, my body fluid kit, my 3 triangles, and my 6 extra fuses. Everything's mounted secure. My fire extinguisher is properly charged. All right, y'all want to come on up and y'all grab a seat? I'll continue from inside the bus. Everybody hush together trying to get that same shot.
You sure right.
Please sit down. Someone will be here shortly.
So when you come up, you put the bus to run. Normally we'll shut the door.
Warning, check log authorized entry.
What's that?
See that again?
All right, when you come on up, we'll put the bus to run position on the key, and then we'll shut the door. And from here, I'm gonna do all my, check all my seats back here, make sure all the seats are mounted secure. Kind of move a little bit up and go on, up and down a little bit. Get to the back, all my seats are mounted secure. I'm gonna check all my emergency exits. I got 8 exits, 2 doors, 4 windows, and 2 hatches. I'm gonna open up the door. I'm gonna open up 1 window. All right, from my hatch, I'm gonna tell them to turn the red knob to exit. I'm gonna push everything up, and to shut it, I'm gonna realign it. I'm gonna pull it all back down, and I'm gonna turn turn my red knob back to latch. I'm gonna come up and check my last exit, my emergency exit. Push the emergency button, push out the left side, and I'm gonna push that back, and that's it. All my exits are properly working, and they're all properly labeled. All right, and then from there, my seat belt, everything's mounted secure. My seat belt is not worn or torn. I'm gonna have a seat. I'm gonna buckle up my seat belt. My seat belt latch is working properly. I'm gonna adjust my seat. I'm gonna adjust my mirrors, make sure I can see everything, which everything looks good. Mirror 7 is mounted secure, clean, clear, not cracked or broken, and the rubber seal is not worn or torn. I want to do my safety start. I'm gonna make sure my bus is in neutral, my parking brake is applied. I'm gonna start the bus. Put the AC's on, get the air moving for us. All right, at this point, I'm gonna start with all my lights, but I'm gonna do my left panel first. I'm gonna start my amber lights first. I'm gonna hit my amber lights. I can see they're working in mirror 3 and 4, and also my amber indicator lights working. I'll put the red lights on. My red lights are working.
Checkmate is now active.
My crossing arm's working. I can see that in mirror 3 and 4. My stop signs, my stop arms are working, and my red indicator light is also working. I'll close the door, turn the lights out. I'll check my dome lights. All my dome lights are working properly. I'm gonna check my rear heat, the AFT button. My rear heat is working properly. I can hear it on the back. My front heat and defrost. I'm gonna check my front heat and defrost. It's working properly. All right, then I'm gonna go into my headlights. Turn my headlights on. They're working properly. I'm gonna do my high beams and my high beam indicators. They're working properly. Turn them off. I'm gonna do my hazard lights. My hazard lights are working. My left blinker is working. My right blinker is working. And all my turn signals and my turn signal indicators are all working properly. I'm gonna push the yellow button in. My windshield wipers and fluid. When the fluid comes out, I'll let go of the yellow button. My windshield wipers and fluids are working properly. My horn is working properly. Now I'm gonna do all my gauges, all my numbers. My water is 170 to 200. My oil is 40 to 60. My voltage is 12 to 14. My fuel is a little more than half a tank. My air tanks are 120 to 130. All my gauges are working properly. Now I'm gonna do my air brakes test. I'm gonna make sure my tanks are full. I'm gonna turn my buster off. I'm gonna put it to run. My ABS light came on and went off. It is working properly. I'm gonna push hard on my service brake. I'm gonna push my parking brake right behind it. I did not lose no more than 2 PSI. I'm gonna ask the tester to time me for the 1 minute 3 PSI test. All right, so 30 seconds, 1 minute's up, my time's up. All right, I'm gonna start fanning my brakes. In between 75 and 55, my lights and alarms are gonna come on. I'm gonna keep fanning my brakes. Between 40 and 20, my parking brake will pop out. Start pumping, start fanning. My lights and alarm just came on at 75, 55. My parking brake will pop out at 40 and 20. My parking brake just popped out. So now I'm gonna start my bus. Part 1's over, we'll do part 2. Start the bus. I'm gonna rev my engine up between 15 and 20 RPMs. Wait for my lights and alarms to go off. Between 55 and 75, my lights and alarms just went off. I'm gonna continue revving my engine. I'm gonna wait for my full tanks, 120 to 130. I'm gonna wait to hear that discharge, and I'll say the numbers when it happens. Almost full, another few seconds. All right, my tanks are full between 120 and 130. All right, so now I'm gonna do my tug test. I'm gonna step on my brake. I'm gonna put it in drive. I'm gonna hit the accelerator twice. I'm gonna bust it not move. I'm gonna put it back in neutral. I'm gonna put it in reverse. Hit the accelerator twice. I'm gonna bust it not move. I'm gonna put it back in neutral. Now I'm gonna do the 5 mile per hour test. I'm gonna put it back in drive. I'm gonna release the brake. I'm gonna go up easy. All right, I'm gonna bust it not move left or right. I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna bust in that move left or right. I'm gonna secure my bus. I'm gonna pull the brake, put it in neutral. That's it for the brake test. Now we're actually testing to get out and check the rear lights. She's gonna get off the bus and make sure I shut the door all the way. All right, I'm gonna tell her my tail lights are on. So she gets back, I see her mirror 1 and 2. She gives me a thumbs up for the tail lights. I'm gonna do my amber lights, thumbs up for the amber lights. I'm gonna turn my red lights on. Thumbs up for the red lights. Turn them off. I'm gonna do my hazard lights, thumbs up for the hazards. Turn them off. I'm gonna do my left blinker, thumbs up. My right blinker, thumbs up. And I'm gonna hit my brake, thumbs up for the brake light. I'm gonna put it in reverse, thumbs up for the reverse light. That's it. Put it back in neutral. All right. Then I'll ask the tester to get outside the bus, and she's gonna ask me to get outside the bus and go underneath the bus. So if y'all want, we're going underneath the bus right now. Y'all can video a little bit under the bus right now. Let's get out the bus, yeah. Come on out. I'll get my front stick, my little stick.
I got it. Just with the hazard.
Channel checkmate is now deactivated.
Oh man, I'm old man.
You got an iPhone. You gonna airdrop me
That old age.
Catching old women.
that? You gonna airdrop me that? Cause I'm not
Oh.
On the other side, there you go.
No way. Old man, young body.
Everybody grow. Nigga get old, boy. Nigga get old, boy.
All right. All right, here we go. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. The frame right here, and this is a frame, and my cross members. The cross members are good all the way across. You can see them all the way from side to side.
Mm-hmm.
They're both mounted secure. They're not bent or broken. My frame has no illegal welds, and I have no holes in my floor. The next two things, the drive shaft and this exhaust pipe. They both mounted secure. They're not bent or broken. My drive shaft U-joints right here. They have no trash or debris, and they're not damaged. My exhaust has no black soot and is not leaking, okay? And once we do that, we'll do the brakes, same as the front. We'll say my brake hose, brake chamber, push rod, slack adjuster are behind that. You can see the ones from this side, y'all can see the ones on this side. And then go inside the tire, same as the front, drum line and brake shoes. Everything's mounted secure, not bent or broken. The back to the top, my hose has no splits or leaks. If I pull the slack adjuster, it has no more than 1 inch of play. My drum lining has no oil contaminants, and my brake shoe is not worn dangerously thin. And then we do the suspension. My leaf spring, the spring mounts. The U-bolts, they on each side, U-bolts. My shock, they between the rear tire and the frame back here. They behind the axle. And then my rear axle. So I got the leaf spring, spring mounts, U-bolts, shocks, and rear axle. And then the torque arm is at the top, right here. And then my airbags are behind the axle, right here, one on each side. Everything's mounted secure. It's not bent or broken. My shock and my torque arm have rubber bushings. They're not leaking. My shock and my rear axle doesn't leak. I'm sorry, my shock and torque arm have rubber bushings. They're not worn or torn. My shock and my rear axle doesn't leak. My leaf spring is not shifted or missing. And my airbags, they're not leaking and they're not worn or torn also. And before we come out, my rear tires, they properly spaced. There's no trash or debris. That's it, we come on out.